And how much of this training also focuses on the mental aspects of the game?
I mean, see, everything is mental. You know, a lot of people tell me things about, oh, separate the mental from the physical and stuff like that. I think the minute we wake up, or maybe even when we are asleep, our mind space is working, right? There is no stopping the mental. So mentally, even training, you know, when you go through hard training blocks, you're pushing yourself, and that comes from the mind, you know. So as you prepare yourself physically, you go through situations in your training where it is a battle, you versus you. You know, your mind is telling you you can't do it, or your body is telling you you can't do it, and your mind has to convince your body that you can do it, and you've got to overcome that. And that itself, I feel, is mental training. Apart from that, obviously, we do a lot of meditation work, and we work with mental trainers and stuff on a regular day-to-day basis. So that goes along with it. But obviously, for me, actually, the most practical component of mental training is its practical use, you know, because when I'm on the court in the match, I'm not going to have my mental trainer call me up and tell me do this. You know, it's and that's when the devils come. You know,
True.
the devils come when you're in that situation on your own, and you're facing fear, or you're facing fatigue, or you're facing the problem. Right? Like in a relaxed environment, you don't really. You're more rational about it. It's only in the stressed environment, which is a match situation, you face those problems. So I feel the mental thing is something. It's everyone trains mentally, no matter what job you do. It is the battle when you're having a battle with yourself, whether you should do something or not, or this is the right thing to do. That's where I believe your mental mindset is kicked in.
So how do you actually prepare for that? Because I guess you can visualize or have these mental exercises where you can put yourself in this situation. But in an actual game, that event might be very different, right? Meaning you could feel there's a crowd which is involved. There is maybe the other side has more players, more team support, or
Yes.
vice versa, right? So
Yeah.
how can you
Um,
prepare for those kind of situations?
I mean, as you said, you know, like when you work with a mental coach, you will get a lot of techniques like visualization, meditation, practicing, analyzing situations which you're not comfortable with. In practice, putting yourself through certain things you aren't comfortable doing with to kind of overcome being not comfortable. But I think for me, I think every individual is different. We all are built differently. We all are wired differently. But for me, I think confidence is what pulls me out of those situations. I feel if you have put in the work, and if you have worked hard enough to know that I have put in so much work that even if things aren't going my way, I can depend on the work bank is going to drive me out of trouble. I think having that backup or that sense of confidence in the match can bail you out of the situation when you actually feel the stress or the anxiety. So I feel personally it comes down to confidence, how well prepared you are. It's like going for an exam, right? If you're really
True.
well prepared, you might have a few bounces in the question paper, but you will back yourself being like, you know, I have read the entire book 5 times. I'm pretty confident this is the answer. Versus someone who's not read the book and he gets a
Yeah.
bouncer and he's knocked out, right? He's just like, oh, I'm not seeing this anywhere. I think it's the same thing when it comes to sport, right? It's like if you are very well prepared, you will trust yourself, and there's less doubt and there's less anxiety. And if you're not, and if you haven't put in the work, and by work, it could be like strategically, it could be skill wise, it could be fitness wise. If those components are strong, mentally, you will feel fine.